The purpose of this video is to explain the notion of how an expert system for creating financial reports uses a state machine in order to achieve the functionality that you get within this financial reporting tool. So I learned about the notion of a state machine from talking about video games. So video games tend to have state machines. And a state machine basically manages the state. I really don't, I'm not a software engineer, so I don't really know, but I'm just trying to communicate what I believe, and maybe a software engineer will understand what I'm trying to communicate and then be able to build this. But Tesseract, which is what I'm showing in this video, has a state machine that is built in. You can see it here in this panel. And let me explain a little bit about how this works. So here, for example, you see it has a network count of 56 networks. If you go over here, click on the network tab, you see 56 networks. Likewise, if I go here and I click on block view, I have 133 blocks. And here I have a block count of 133 blocks. The state machine has a lot of the information that is used elsewhere in the application. So also notice that the selected disclosure is indicated to be the financial highlights. And here I am in the financial highlights disclosure. So if I click in, this is the financial highlights disclosure. So, you know, there's a fact, and you can see information about the fact, the occurrences of that fact in the report, etc. And here's information about the concept. But here we have the financial highlights disclosure. I have selected the financial highlights disclosure, which you can see right here. And you can see the disclosure is named right here. All this is managed by the state machine. So what else the state machine does is, so here is the block count. It's got 133 blocks. Like I said, 133 blocks. If I open this up, I can see that I have 73 level 1 note text blocks, no policy text blocks, no level 3 disclosure text blocks. I think this is actually a bug in the application. And I have 60 level 4 detail disclosures. If I expand that, I can see that 25 of those disclosures, 25 of the 60 are roll-ups, 14 are roll forwards, 19 are hierarchies, or what I now call sets. I don't have any roll forward info, 1 adjustment, 1 variance, and 0 unknown disclosures. I also can see the validation results. This is the number of validation inconsistencies. Total inconsistencies is 0. XBRL syntax 0. That's what this says. You can view the messages, but there are none because there are no errors. Model structure, so there's that. EFM rules, that's not applicable here. Type or class relations, that's that. Fundamental accounting concepts, which is that here. Disclosure mechanics inconsistencies, which is that there. Reporting checklist, which is that. So this is only a partial implementation. This is just enough to, when we were building this working proof of concept, to help the software engineer understand the types of things that they would track using the state machine. And if you want to know more about state machine, just search on state machines. And I think also that if you look at clips on my blog, if you look at the clips blog post, clips was an expert system that was developed by NASA, and that's where I got a lot of the ideas for this expert system for creating financial reports. So anyway, I'm going to leave it at that, and that's a little bit about state machines.